This is Katie Hogan, Candace Lewis, and Micah Rhymes interviewing.
Chau, my name is Chau Luong. I'm a Vietnamese, live in New Orleans.
Okay. And we're from the University of Southern Miss. So, I guess we're just here to get your story of coming from Vietnam.
So you want to hear about my journey? How do I get here?
Where were you born?
I know that most of the Vietnamese people, they came by boat, but me, I didn't go that way. So I left Vietnam in 1980, 81, I don't remember exactly. And last time I was about 19, 20 years old, something like that. Left the whole family there and escaped the country and tried to get away because communists tried to wrap me in the military. And some of my friends, died in Cambodia for fighting because the government, make them like a communist military. So that's why, when they try to wrap me, and then I escaped, I left my family there. So I went to Cambodia. In Cambodia, I crossed the country, and then I went to Thailand. And from Thailand, they put us in like a prison because we entered the country illegally. And later on, they accept us, like me and my friend and some other Vietnamese, as a refugee. So they put us in another big camp, and we stayed there for more than a year. And then later on, they transferred to Singapore. No, they transferred to Indonesia, and we stayed in there in a small island there for a few months. And then later on, they transferred to Singapore. And from Singapore, and then I end up in California. And later on, I moved to San Diego. And my friend, when I contact my friend, and then they in New Orleans, so I flew back here, and then stayed here too.
What do you do now?
Right now, I work as a technician, electrical technician. I used to work for NASA and Michoud for 16 years until they end up the shuttle program. And now I work in a small company in Anaheim.
Well, you told us about your journey, but what was your life like in Vietnam before or during the war?
See, during the war, I was small. I was young. In 1975, I was born in 1960. So in 1975, I was 15 years old. So I'm not involved with the war, but I know what the war is. And after that, communist took over. And, we was under communist control for 5 years, 6 years before I left. And that time was very rough. They took all your family property and except your house, and no business, nothing. So young people like us, they put in military, so they invade Cambodia, so they put us in there. And a lot of my friends died over there, so I just scared. When I got my name on the list, I just left the family and hide. Later on, I find a way to get out of the country. Me and my friend, we crossed the border from Vietnam to Cambodia, so we went to Cambodia. And from there, we got into Thailand. It's kind of scary, and it's rough, but it really, when I look back, I said that I cannot be able to do it again.
When you were living in Vietnam, you were young, but did you have any or much interaction with Americans?
Not really. Not really. You see, we see American over there, like a soldier going fight over there. We we don't understand. At that time, I do not, understand much about why they there and anything. But later on, when I grown up, and then I realized that, how important with them over there, they help us and everything like that. And I feel sorry for them too.
What was the what was the opinion of the people in the village of America's involvement in the war?
You see, in my village,
Where are you from, first of all? We didn't ask that. Where are you from?
I'm from the South Vietnam. The city named Long Khang.
Can you spell that for me?
LONGKHANH. It's about 40 miles, 30 miles from Saigon. And we got a countryside, But, that time when American soldiers go to the village, to me, this beautiful picture. They always give out candy, like that, and give out stuff. They really, very open, and they really, we welcome them. We really love to see them. But, later on I feel I've grown up, I read a lot about the war in Vietnam, and then I realized that I feel sorry for them because they go fight in a country that they don't know who's their enemy is. We all look alike, and that's hard for them. And to me, myself, when I grown up, I really appreciate it. They risked their life for our freedom in the South, even though we lost the war, but it really, I really appreciate it.
How difficult?
I don't know I answer your question or not. But the villagers, they love to see it. Young people like us, every time they come, we got something to eat. Candy, cookie or something, they give it out.
How difficult was your transition to America to adapt to the American way of life, I guess?
It's hard when I first came here because I didn't have no relative, no family. Church adopted me, and then I don't know anybody. I don't know language, and I don't know how do I start it. And when I stay in California with the family that they adopted us, a Vietnamese family, they work with the church, like me and two of my friends. And we don't know them. And I stayed there for a month, and then they very nice to us. And later on, we found some friend out here, and then we moved. 3 of us moved out here. And coming down here, I start my life. I tell you the truth, I go pick green bean in a farm in Belchase.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Hai anh Châu có địa điểm Phú được không?
Phú chưa tới.
Vậy hả?
Rồi, chị ở đây rồi.
Em ở đây nhưng mà em sắp đi về rồi. Phải đi về tận về Houston. So I'll keep in touch with you then. I will get his number and come back.
Forgot what I was saying.
Talk about your life in San Diego after you made it to America.
Oh, when I made it over here, so answer your question, it's hard because of the language. So I figured to myself, I said that first of all, I need to learn some language. Second of all, I need to survive first. So what I did, I went to the village over here. They have a ESL program, English as a second language, for a night. So I went there every night and learned something. And then daytime, I would go pick up green bean, $10.50 a day on sunrise and sunset. They come to the church because of a group of us. So I start my life over here like that.
You came over without your family, you came over alone, and you were adopted by a Vietnamese family in San Diego?
Yeah.
What happened to your family?
Well, this family is like this. They are the part of the church, and the church, at that time, a lot of church sponsor, some Vietnamese family. So They're church sponsors, and then they bring us at home because they're Vietnamese. So we all three of us. One of them is he's a Catholic deacon, and the other is just a friend like me. And so we end up in there in that family, and we stayed there for months. And it's hard. So we gotta, that we gotta go find a way, to stand up and do it our own. So we decided to move down here to California. Too expensive to live. So we moved down here, and our friend said that it's easy to live down here. You can survive no matter what. So that's how I do. So I end up over here, stay with my friend. 5 of us sleep like a sardine in one room. We ran the 2-bedroom house, and we all work and pay for it. We work like a minimum wage just because we don't have no career. And I learn English along with every day go to work, go to school at night, learn English free. So later on, I make a decision to myself that I have to get some career or something. So a few years later, I start to know some people, and I found some of my cousins, long distance cousins. By accident, we recognize each other. We never met in Vietnam. So one of them in Buffalo, New York said, "Do you want to come over and stay there and go to school and, stay with me?" So I said, "Okay." So I left here, went to Buffalo, New York, cold, snow and everything. That's a mistake. I take bus, go to school every day, but at that time, I didn't have enough English to learn like a student. We may have to move.
All right, so you escaped through Cambodia to avoid getting killed in the fighting like your friends, right?
Yeah.
So you said a lot of your friends died, but did you know anybody in your family that was involved in the fighting? And
No, I'm the oldest, son in the family. I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and my dad died in 1975. I got a lot of relatives died during the war, but it's, in my family, it's we're still young for it.
Did you have any interaction with Viet Cong or North Vietnamese forces at any point when you were in Vietnam?
You mean by fighting,
Or did you just see anyone who was sympathetic to the North and interact with them at all?
You see, after 1975, the communists took over the whole country, so every day you're facing them. But they control the whole country. A lot of people don't understand about communists, but communists in every country is different. But in Vietnam, you totally control your life. They kill you, they could put you in jail, they could kill you without any reason, no court, nothing. Right now it changed. Communists changed too. But in 1975, it's not, it's not like you say you right, or I'm a dictator. I tell you, you die, you die. They need your car. We don't have a car. We have a motorcycle, bicycle. They need it, they take it. That's why a lot of Vietnamese escape. They risk their life. They know that maybe less than 50% they're gonna survive. They get in a small boat. You see those pictures? They get out. A lot of hundreds of thousands of them die during the jury to fight freedom. But they take a chance. I'm one of them, but I go a different route. But some of my friends get killed too, and that's how A lot of people don't know what freedom means. But to our Vietnamese people, I know that, especially the one who left after 1975, and then take a lot of risk. It's scary. Like I said, if I do it over again, I cannot. I rather stay there.
Are your brothers and sisters still there?
Yes.
Do you have communication with them?
Yeah, after about almost 20 years, I'm married, I got 2 children, so I brought my whole family to Vietnam to visit for 2 weeks. And after about 20 years, I come back home like a stranger. Everything changed. And that's 1998 or something like that. And since then, I never come back there yet. But my mom, my brother and sister, and the whole family is still there. We contact, to answer your question, we contact by phone. I go by a card, like an international card, how many minutes and how much money, and then I call my mom and my family, especially New Year. And my brother and sister take turn and talk to me over the phone.
Have they ever thought about leaving, or are they happy in Vietnam?
Leaving?
Have they ever wanted to leave, or are they happy?
Oh, everybody want to leave. They don't want to stay there. Tell me, about that, but it's not easy though. It's not easy to live there. Not easy to be accepted because the immigration control right now, is the American side. I think it getting tighter. After I went back to Vietnam and then visited the family for first time, and then I came back here and I make the paperwork and sponsor my mom to bring her over here. So after years and American, accepted my mom because she's the mother of a U.S. citizen. I was a U.S. citizen at that time. So I brought my mom over here. But she stayed with me more than a year and she got homesick. She got more son and daughter there and 20 some more grandchildren, She said, I gotta go home. So she went back home. Even though life's over here a lot easier, better, but the heart is different. So she's still there. I know she's old and sick, but she's happier over there than over here because the whole family.
That's awesome. You said you took your family here to Vietnam with you. What was their perception of Vietnam and your family there?
See, my daughter and my son was born here. And my wife, she came in 1975, and she finished high schools over here. Just she a little bit Americanized, And when they got there, and my wife's side, her older brother is Catholic priest, and he decided to stay in Vietnam. He not come over here with the family in 1975. He said the people there need him more than here, so he's still there. And so we went back home to visit him and my family. My children, that's what I want them to see. My daughter at that time, she's about 13 years old. My son, about 9 years old. And I want them to go over there and see that how fortunate they are when they live here. It's not mean that they have to live like them or anything, but they went over there. They were stunned. They were shocked to see their cousin, first cousin, and barefoot, play with dirt and everything. And I tell you what, they love it. They love the country. They love the people there. The first day they catch strain. The second day they get with them. The only reason they can do that because when they was little, I forced them to learn Vietnamese. Every weekend over here at church, and a whole month of summertime, every summer. So my daughter can write and read in Vietnamese, And my son, do the same thing too, both languages. So they went over there, they landed with the kid there. I gave them money, $100 you can spend a whole month. So they can go there and enjoy, buy a gift for cousins and stuff like that. And they love it, even though they're little. Does it answer your question? Mm-hmm. And then I think that when my daughter, she's dentist now, and she's married and she's dentist now. My son's still in school, and she said that, Dad, I really appreciate that, I know both languages. When she in school, and then sometimes she get involved with, some of the charity work and help the Vietnamese communities, she know the language, and it helped a lot. And he said, I still want to go back to Vietnam one day. I said that if you can do it, and if you can do for any people over there, anything, help them out, with your career, with your, do it. It's something to give back. But again, they really appreciate it, that how lucky they are. And I told my children, I said that over here, we use clean water to flush the toilet. Over there, they don't have clean water to drink. So that's making it different. So,
what was the perception of the war maybe a couple of years prior to 1975? Did the South Vietnamese people, say in your village, think that the Americans were going to win, or did they know that it was inevitable that communists would take over?
By 1973, that's 72 and 73, that's at the peak time of the war. A lot of Americans died at that time. A lot of thousands of Vietnamese died at that time. And we have burial at the church almost every week for Vietnamese soldiers who died. So by 1973, we saw that Americans started to withdraw because politics will be here, you know that. And they started to withdraw, and then we know that, something's going to happen. Even though I was 15 years old, but I realized that, too. Because my father and my uncle were talking about that too. So we know that, with Americans withdrawing, but the South not going to be able to stand up, and fight with the North, because they got support by Soviet Union at that time. So we know the rough time will come. And I tell you the truth, we live in a house like my house with bunker underneath of the bed. And with one of the house is, the one before we moved to another house. My dad put, sandbag around the house. That's how bad it is at that time. You see they're sleeping overnight, and in the morning it's quiet. That's how common the detective village at night only. And it's rough. We growing up in the war. It's rough. It's very rough.
Could you tell us a little more about your father? What did he do in Vietnam? Was he a farmer? Or?
No, my father was a policeman. And when he retired, he just helped the family, doing the farming and stuff. And he's really sick. And 1975, he got high blood pressure and a kidney problem. And finally, the end of the year, he died because at that time, communists took over. And there no medicine, no transplant or anything like that. So there's no way he can save his life. So he died in 1975. At that time, I'm older son, I'm 15 years old, my children, my brother and sister, young. And my mom stayed like that and raised us up.
Did that influence your decision to escape and come to America?
Not really. I escaped. I really don't want to leave my family, but I escaped because of the pressure of, like you asked me earlier about government, put all young Vietnamese going to invade Cambodia in 1977. 1978. See, that's one of the reasons that Americans see the future of the Southeast Asia. That if communists win the war in Vietnam, they're gonna spread out, and they're gonna get Laos, Cambodia, and maybe Thailand, and that's what happened when American withdrew it. Laos become a communist, Cambodia become a communist, and then they tried to attack Thailand several times, tried to invade Thailand too. But North China, the pressure on them, so that stopped them. Otherwise, they're going to spread out. That's why Americans, try to stop that by controlling Vietnam. But when they give up, that's it. Laos, 2 years later, Laos and Cambodia become communists.
How much did the Vietnamese people know about the political landscape over here during that time, or the things going on in America? How much did they know about that? Were they well informed, or?
No. I tell you the truth that, like media in 1960, 1970 is not like right now. Probably my whole village, we have a few people has TV. Government don't have a way, to let people know. Like some of them, can read the newspaper and see it. And majority of people in the countryside, they don't read paper, and they don't have paper to read, so they just don't know. At that time, media is very poor, especially in Vietnam. I grew up without electric, and by the time, we got one little 12-inch TV, black and white, run by a little Honda generator. That's for the whole village, and that's our entertainment, And then we get together in one of the area, and they got a box up there with a little TV in the show. We just see the sound and the light, and that's it. And we there every day, even though we don't, we can't see nothing far away. But that's how we've grown up. And that time the war happened, 60, some 70, and most of the Vietnamese, especially in Saigon, they know it because they got newspaper and things to read. Younger generation like us, we don't care. We got nothing to see, and we don't know nothing. My father maybe knows something. They listen to the radio, and they may heard something, But, majority of Vietnam, I don't think they know much about what's going on.
Were there any interesting stories your father might have told you about earlier times in the war? Say when you were younger and might not remember, or even times before the war started when the French were there? Or?
No, he really not talked to me directly or something like that. I just overheard it when we talked to his friend and stuff like that, because Vietnamese culture, communication between the parent and the children is a little bit different. Over here, you can share with your children just like a friend. Over there, parents just like dictator. They tell you what to do, and that's it. And very rare, he can share with you anything. That's how we grow up. He loves us definitely, believe me, but like I sit down and talk and sharing about, especially political and teenager, no.
Since you've been in America, have you kept up with the Vietnamese culture and politics over there, or?
No. Politics in Vietnam? Or politics over here, you see, me and my wife, we love to get involved with the community. And some of the, ex-soldier and officers in Vietnam, sometimes they group together to sit down together and have dinner. And sometimes they invited us, even though we're not involved with the war. And it's it. Like I said, I appreciate people fighting for our freedom. And I told them that is the reason I'm here, because I just want to say thank you for you guys, fighting in the war. And I don't involve with any politics or anything. Most of the time I have a church over here, and do things. And I run in a nightclub bus over here, to do the charity work. That's why you see the boot is Nikon bus, you know. It's the first Vietnamese Nikon bus in the state of Louisiana ever. And we do a lot of charity work, like we're Catholic, so we're against abortion and stuff. So every year I told them, you know, we'll raise fund, get a basket, the end of church, raise money, and we help people in Vietnam, you know, save the children's life over there. And we did every year. Just basket and at the end of church, and the people were very generous. They give a lot of money. That's what I involve. I don't involve with politics or anything, to answer your question.
Great. Do you have anything else that you want to tell us, or any advice that you would like to give people who are recent immigrants?
I know that, you know, only thing I would say that, you know, it's hard to start life in different country, different culture, different languages. But if you strong enough, you know, from the beginning, you're gonna pass through it. Through my life, I've been here with, you know, the bottom of everything. I never been hungry, you know, even though I'm in America, but I've been through all that. And, you know, just keep it straight, don't get the wrong way, and then you're gonna make it. It's just hard working, and you're gonna make it. And that's what I've been through.